someone who isn't affected by the compensation, will they review it as fair? And a perceived compensation is when they do view it as fair, someone within the organization. They compare the organization's compensation based on what they think employees in the organizations in the same job make and what other employees make, and also poor performing, what they make. It is critical to consider employees' perceptions of fairness because many negative factors have been found to be related to employee perceptions of unfairness. If an organization spends a lot of time and money on a compensation program, but the employee doesn't perceive it as fair, then it is all wasted. The effects of unfair treatment: it creates a climate of distrust and hostility. It erodes performance and employee commitment to the organization. It increases counterproductive work behavior, reduces the willingness of employees to help each other, increases unionizing activity. Some procedures that should be followed to help perceive it as fair: it should be applied consistently across people and across time. It should be free from bias. It should ensure that accurate info is collected and used in making decisions. Procedures should have some mechanism to correct flawed or inaccurate morality. It should conform to personal or prevailing standards of ethics or morality, and it should ensure that the opinions of various groups affected by the decision have been taken into account. Compensation decisions should conform with these standards. They should be made by a neutral party based on the criteria set forth prior to when the decision was made. It should be based on compensation data compiled by quality data providers. It should be subject to review when an employee voices a concern. An organization can ensure that the procedures in the compensation program are objectively fair, but just because it is objectively fair does not mean that an employee will view it as that. How to help ensure that employees view it as fair: you can have a neutral party involved, show employees the market data, provide a safe work environment, and communicate the organization's compensation philosophy. Having a neutral party involved, organizations should ensure that the individual who decides on compensation is neutral. Organizations may want to remove managers from the position of deciding compensation increases. Performance info from the manager should be taken into account when deciding, but separated from the actual compensation decision. Showing data sources will not only allow employees to ensure that the decisions are based on accurate information, it will also enable employees to view what other comparable individuals in the same job are being paid. Being able to compare to others will help employees decide if it is fair. Having that neutral party administrator may allow an organization to ensure that employees feel that they have a safe place to go where they can discuss their compensation and without fear, and feel like they have a voice in the process as well. Having outlined procedures that organizations follow will show that organizations follow ethical procedures when making the compensation decisions. It may be beneficial to open with them regarding why you believe the compensation is fair and steps you go through to ensure the fairness is achieved. Not all of the compensations need to be held publicly. The info relative to an organization's compensation structure doesn't have to always be revealed. Conversations can still be held privately, and larger parts of confidential info can be withheld, but the procedures and info behind the decision should be clearly stated. Attending to the employee perceptions of fairness in the organization's compensation practices can reduce litigation risks, which Taylor will be talking more about. To help the organization follow laws set by Congress, they should clearly write the compensation policy and ensure that employees understand the procedures that were made, and they should stick to the procedure internally. If employees understand that compensation fairness is attended by the organization, they may be less likely to consider litigation.
So I'm going to be talking about the legal requirements for compensation. So this is payment for injury, loss, or otherwise depriving a person of something he or she is entitled to. Jobs are legally required to have Social Security, unemployment compensation insurance, workers' compensation, and family and medical leave. Some of the legal issues I'm going to be talking about is the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, comparable worth, fair labor standards, the Equal Pay Act, racial and ethnic differences, unemployment compensation issue, insurance, workers' compensation, and determining appropriate amounts to pay. So the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act is 1964. This act prohibits discrimination in all areas of employment. So this is race, color, religion, national origin, and age, specifically 40 and over. This act also protects workers' right to fair treatment. Continuing with this, Title VII's coverage is much more broader than the Equal Pay Act. So the Equal Pay Act only prohibits wage discrimination based on sex, while Title VII bars all employment discrimination, such as hiring, firing, and promotion, and more categories including race, color, religion, sex, and origin. So comparable worth, this argues that standards of equal pay for equal work should be replaced with the doctrine of equal pay for equal value. And there is also no basis in current law for the argument of comparable worth. The Fair Labor Standards. This created the right to a minimum wage and time and a half overtime pay when people worked over 40 hours a week. So the Federal One laws, which establishes minimum wage, overtime pay eligibility, record keeping, and child labor standards affecting full-time and part-time workers. Continuing with this, all employees that hold positions determined to be covered under the mandatory overtime provisions of the FLSA are covered for compensation. So this act also establishes exempt classes for managers and other professional employees. Exempt versus non-exempt in overtime. So employees under the age of 20 may not be less than $4.25 an hour for the first 90 consecutive calendar days that they work. So employers do not need to pay employees that mandated minimum wage rate and/or overtime if there is no applicable statutory exemption. So non-exempt employees are entitled to overtime pay and minimum wage and must be paid for each hour that they work and 1.5 times their hourly wage for any hours worked over 40. And overtime eligible employees must be compensated with overtime pay for all hours worked over 40 in a single work week. The Equal Pay Act. So the Equal Pay Act prohibits wage discrimination based on sex. The Equal Pay Act also requires that men and women be given equal pay for work in the same establishment. And this act also requires jobs to be equal skill, effort, and responsibility. Racial and ethnic differences. It is unlawful to discriminate against any employee or applicant for employment because of race or color in regard to hiring, termination, and etc. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission investigates that alleged discrimination issues, decides whether to settle a claim with the parties represented in court. Compensation can be awarded to the employee, and it can be in the form of payment fees, job hiring, reinstatement, or promotion. And then if an employee suffered emotional distress or an expense such as a medical fees or stress-related issues like high blood pressure, the court can award damages. Unemployment compensation insurance. So every employer must pay unemployment insurance on each employee in its organization, and these payments are then placed into a state fund. Former employees can receive unemployment compensation only if they are out of work through no fault of their own. Continuing with this, voluntary separation or termination for misconduct may make it difficult for the employee to make a claim for benefits, and employers can also challenge the claims if they think they are invalid. Employers who are fired can claim unemployment compensation benefits if they are terminated for reasons other than their own misconduct. Workers' workers' compensation. So under the workers' compensation system, employers are required to purchase insurance that provides benefits to employees who suffered work-related injuries or illnesses. So a typical issue encountered in workers' compensation claims is where the employee was actually working at the time when they got hurt. Pay discrimination. So this is also known as compensation discrimination, and this occurs when employees performing substantially equal work do not receive the same pay for their effort. So like the picture says, equal work should equal equal pay. So the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act, women today are only paid 77 cents for every dollar a man makes. African-American women earn 64 cents, and Latina women earn only 55 cents per dollar a man makes. So Obama signed the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act, restoring the protection against pay discrimination. Continuing with this, employers will have a strong incentive to eliminate any discriminatory compensation practices. This act also eliminates the incentive created by the Ledbetter decision for employers to hide discrimination, and also this act enables individuals to challenge continuing pay discrimination. The California Fair Pay Act. So this act is so employers are prohibited paying workers of one sex more than workers of the opposite sex. This act also strengthened the Equal Pay Act in a number of ways, requiring equal pay for employees who perform similar work, eliminating the requirement that employees being compared work at the same establishment, making it more difficult for employers to satisfy the bona fide factor other than sex offense, and then lastly stating that retaliation against employees who seek to enforce the law is illegal. So here's Edward.
So if your organization's main concern is to match what people are earning in comparable jobs, the organization can base pay directly on market research into as many of its key jobs as possible. To do this, the organization looks for survey data for each job title. If it finds data from one survey, it must weigh the results based on their quality and relevance, and your final number represents what the competition pays. In light of that knowledge, the organization decides what it will pay for the job. The next step is to determine salaries for non-key jobs for which there's no survey data. The person developing the pay structure creates a graph. The vertical axis shows a range of possible pay rates, and the horizontal axis measures the points from the job evaluation. The analyst plots points according to the job evaluation and pay rates for each key job. Finally, the analyst sets a line, called the pay policy line, to the points plotted. Mathematically, this line shows the relationship between the job evaluation and the rate of pay. The line slopes upward from left to right, and if higher level jobs are especially valuable, this line may curve upward to indicate even greater pay for high level jobs. Using this line, the analyst can estimate the market pay level for a given job evaluation. Looking at the graph gives approximate numbers, and regression analysis will provide an equation for calculating the rate of pay. The pay policy line reflects the pay structure in the market, which does not always match rates in the organization. Survey data may show that people in certain jobs are actually earning significantly more or less than the amount shown on the pay policy line. For example, some kinds of expertise are in short supply. People with that expertise can command higher salaries because they can easily leave one employer to get higher pay somewhere else. When a job structure and market data conflict in these ways, organizations have to decide on a way to resolve the two. One approach is to stick to the job evaluations and pay according to the employee's worth to the organization. Organizations that do so will be paying more or less than they have to, so they will likely have more difficulty competing for customers or employees. A way to moderate this approach is to consider the importance of each position to the organization's goals. If a position is critical to meeting the organization's goals, paying more than competitors pay may be worthwhile. At the other extreme, the organization could base pay entirely on the market forces. This approach has some practical drawbacks. One is that employees may conclude that pay rates are unfair. Employees with similar jobs and responsibilities will expect to receive similar pay. If the difference between their pay are large because of different market rates, the lower paid employee will likely be dissatisfied. Organizations therefore must weigh the objectives of their pay structure to arrive at suitable rates. A large organization could have hundreds or thousands of different jobs. Setting up pay rates for each job would be extremely complex. Therefore, many organizations group jobs into pay grades, which are sets of jobs having similar worth or content grouped together to establish rates of pay. A drawback of pay grades is that grouping jobs will result in rates of pay for individual jobs that do not precisely match the level specified by the market and the organization's job structure. Usually, organizations want some flexibility in setting pay for individual jobs. They want to be able to pay the most valuable employees the highest amounts and give rewards for performance. Flexibility also helps the organization balance conflicting information